We're now at the Assaia stand, a company who are experts in making the turnaround of aircraft that much more efficient. I'm pleased to say joined by Christiaan Hen from the company. Thanks for talking to us about this. Give us an overview. How do you make that work?
So yeah, we're an aviation software company. We're helping airport, airlines and ground handlers to improve turnaround efficiency. And what makes it special is that we use computer vision technology. So that means that our software ingests video streams from cameras, mostly existing cameras, to detect everything that's happening around the turnaround. And this visibility of real-time information, what's going on, helps people to make better decisions that improve on-time performance, passenger experience, but also safety and sustainability.
So removing the guesswork from where's that fuel truck, where's the catering, is like, well, we know exactly where they are, we can give you an update and therefore keep airlines updated about where they need to be. Yeah,
absolutely. I mean, sometimes it's a bit scary that, if you're traveling yourself, that to know what's going on behind the scenes. And it's still very much, manual. There's a lot of communication with people on radios. Are you already there? Have you already completed this task? Where is the catering truck? Where's the fueling truck? We kind of take all that out by giving, the right people the right information at the right time to know exactly what's going on, and especially when things are falling behind schedule.
Your model here gives a sort of nice, clear visualization of what's going on. Just talk us through what we're looking at here.
Yeah, so we tried to sort of make it very, physical for people to understand what we're doing. So this is our own airport. We cannot compete with the bigger airports, which are our customers, but we actually got 2 cameras inside the tower and 2 cameras inside the terminal building, and they're overlooking these 2 turnarounds. And then we actually got our production system running in the background that analyzes the video streams out of these cameras and then actually shows when things like stair connections happen or catering truck connection happen.
And so you're out in the real world, you're working in quite a few airports at the moment. How's that going, and what's the sort of feedback coming from them in terms of the kind of efficiency that they're able to achieve?
Yeah, I think that's a really good question. And in our early days, we kind of needed to prove the technology. We've been in this game now for 6 years, and really glad to see that the industry have really accepted this kind of technology as a solution for those problems that they have. And because we've been in this game for a while, we have a few long-term customers where we now also see sort of initial results at the bottom line. So we see typically for airlines that we're saving somewhere between 4 and 6 minutes in ground delays. And we're actually about to release a case study for Toronto Pearson Airport where we improved taxi-in times with almost 40%.
Wow, so that's pretty significant, isn't it? When you times that across a day's flight, it's a lot of time.
And that's the thing, a lot of these benefits, they might seem small on a flight level, but if you have an entire airport or even an entire airline across their network, if that scales, you're talking about tens, if not hundreds of millions of dollars.
And we're talking about tapping into existing camera networks. Do we have to put more hardware in, or can you just work with what's in the airport?
It depends a bit on what's there, obviously.
I guess, yeah. One CCTV camera is not going to cut it, right?
Well, it is. So the camera is nothing special to us. So we have large-scale deployments across the entire airport in, for example, Seattle and Toronto. And I think they were really smart because they said, let's start with what we have, get some initial results. And now, based on those results, they're getting budgets to improve the camera coverage, which allows us to also detect additional events for them. But in general, we can work with what's already there. Obviously, there is an ideal, perfect setup. And for some airports that don't have cameras, yes, they might need to install those cameras. And then we work together with them to jointly determine a camera plan on for which gates, where should we install cameras.
And we're talking about efficiency, saving time, on a kind of grand scale, but this must also mean that it's easier to work at these airports. So for the actual human beings who are in amongst it, you're removing stress, removing uncertainty for them.
Yeah, that's a good point actually. It's harder to capture in quantitative terms, but we do have feedback from our customers as well that it actually sort of brings down the amount of coordination required because everyone is looking at the same data, at the same sort of operational picture, and they don't need to call back and forth all the time. So we have people working in ops centers that just tell them that they've seen significant reduction in the amount of calls and radios, messages going back and forth. And another thing is that because the system monitors all the operations for you and alerts you in case there is a deviation, it doesn't require people to try and oversee everything, which in the end they can't, but especially some of our customers have staff shortages. So instead of these teams being spread too thin, they now can rely on a system that basically makes them more productive and be more efficient in their job.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. Christiaan, thank you so much for taking us through it. Just while I've got you, can I ask you just about your experience of the Expo itself? What's it been like this year for you?
Yeah, we love it. I mean, for us, we've been coming here for, I think, 3, 4, 5 consecutive years, excluding COVID. And I think this one is especially good. I mean, we love the space. We like Frankfurt. I think there's a good audience around here, a good crowd, and yeah.
It's been busy on your stand as well, which is good to see.
Exactly. That adds to the experience, obviously.
Christiaan, thank you so much.
Thanks for stopping by.
Correct.